Hello and welcome back to the Wheel Brick. Today we'll be checking out the LEGO Speed Champions Lamborghini Revuelto and Lamborghini Huracán STO. This is set 77238. It has 607 pieces in it. It's rated 10 plus and it retails for $50 in the US. On the front of the box we have the Huracán STO and the Revuelto. And then flipping the box around, we have a picture of the back of them, picture of them side by side, and then a picture of the real cars. So let's get into it. Inside the box, we have 8 numbered bags. We have 2 base plates. We have a unnumbered bag of rims. We have 2 sticker sheets, and then we have 2 instruction manuals. So let's get into building it. Here are the completed models of the Lamborghini Revuelto and the Lamborghini Huracán STO. We are going to start with the Revuelto first. So starting up front here, you can see prints, and then the headlights in there. Those are actually stickers on both sides. And also the Lamborghini logo here is a print. And I do like how they did the slope here, because the slope right here is actually one of them butcher knives that they use to butcher meat up. That's what they use for these little slats that come up like that. And I just think that's a really interesting use for that piece. Moving on here, you can see the Y-shaped headlights, which the Revuelto has. And like I've said before, that's printed on there and that's printed on there as well. And you can see the headlights are kind of in there, how they are on the real car. They're actually hidden on the real car, so you can't really see them unless they're obviously turned on. We have the cowl here, and then this is a print on here. This is a sticker right here. This is a print. This is a sticker. And on the side skirt here, on the box, it shows this piece is orange. Well, when we get into the interior, that's where they are stored right now. But you can actually swap it out and do some more customization. Same with the mirrors. These are orange on the box, but it gives you extra pieces to do black or carbon. And I'm a huge fan of carbon fiber, and those little pieces, even though they're really little, make a huge difference with the appearance of this car, and it just makes it way more aggressive looking. Moving on down the side, we have this vent here, which this piece is kind of in there. It's a little loose there, so if you were to play around with this and kind of pull on it, it could come off. Up here, we have more vents in here. And yeah, they are a little bit loose, not much, just a little bit play in there, but it's not that bad. Moving on down the side here, we have a print here for the rear vents. This is actually a sticker right in there. And then this is a print on this side. And then that is a sticker in here for the engine. And I really do like that they showed that kind of detail for the engine. And on the real Revuelto, the engine is exposed. There's no back glass on the real Revuelto. For the taillights here, they used those carrot stem pieces. They're usually in green, but they made them kind of a darker red here for the taillights. And I think it just works so well because the back taillights are kind of in the Y shape like the front headlights are. But to use carrot stems is just so neat and such a funny way to do the taillights. I love it. And then for the exhaust, they use those blasters. So like mounted on some of the city fire trucks, they have a blaster for water pieces. That's what these are. And they mimic the exhaust front and center, just like on the real Revuelto. That's another cool building touch and cool use of pieces. Down here, we have some slope pieces here to mimic the back bumper, and you have Lamborghini there, and then we have the knife edge diffuser, which actually first showed up on the Lamborghini Centenario back in 2017. They don't make a Lego set of that version, but that's where the knife edge diffuser comes from. And then we have the Revuelto plate down here. So there's no real good way to get into this interior because they've made it so like sleek looking. You could play around with that and get it like that. Sometimes I have to use a brick separator, but this comes off. This is not supposed to come off. I don't know why that did. Place it right back in there, and here is the interior. I'm actually going to pull the minifigure out of here. And then you can see these extra pieces in here. I'm going to go ahead and look at those before we get to the interior. So if you want to customize it, you just pop this one off, like so. Put this piece back on. And then I have this piece here, and you can stick it on there, like so. And that's what it would look like. And you can see what I mean. It doesn't look as aggressive as this side as it does right here. And just like before, just do it in reverse. Pop that piece off. Put the black one back on, and there you are, you have your carbon side blade. Looking into the interior here, we have the kind of vents in here, and then we have the whole center control stack in here. They did not really replicate the screen that I can see. They use the Revuelto and the real one has an actual screen, but at this scale, there are space constraints, so we don't have that. But we also have the steering wheel here, which can kind of go up and down for the driver's position. And we have 2 seats, and they aren't really replicated here, but again, space constraint, just have to deal with it. I am going to show the minifigure real quick. We have a minifigure here with a kind of sweatshirt zipper shirt on that has a Lamborghini logo, and then the back just has a regular print. It doesn't say Lamborghini in big letters, and then you have unprinted pants. And then if we see here, we have a 2-sided face and a hairpiece for the Revuelto. Moving on to the STO. Starting up front here, we have this orange accent that comes up here, and you can see some sign pieces are used to kind of show that kind of accent in here. And then you got some black pieces in there, and you got a little vent in there, and then you have the splitter right in here. And then moving up here, we have a mix of stickers and prints. This is a sticker, 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 print, 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 print. And then you can see in here, we've got some replicated vents in here because on the real one, unlike other Huracan versions, it does not have a frunk. It has a kind of cofango, that's what they call it. And this entire section lifts up on the real car, not in the Speed Champions car, of course, but the real one lifts all the way up with this entire panel in here. Moving on the side here, we have the louvers, and then we also have the mirrors right in here. And then we have a sticker here of the STO logo. So STO means Super Trofeo Omologato, which Omologato means this is a homologated race car, and you can actually see the race car version back here. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Moving back to the STO, we have a sticker here, and then we have a print here, and then we have this kind of vent side skirt, how the real STO is, which I think it's interesting how they did that. This is a sticker, and then this is all printed in here. And then over here, we have a sticker, 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 print. And then here we have sticker, sticker, print, print. And then back in here, we have sticker, 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 sticker. Right in here, under here, I have it, I'll show a picture right in here, but there's an actual engine under here. Well, kind of a model of an engine while you're building it. You cannot see it after the whole back end's been put on. And it also has the Italian flag brick built in there. As a little Easter egg, I'll put a picture of that also right in there. And then we have the giant rear wing with some more orange accents on the sides. And then back here, we have the tail lights. Like I've said before, they are stickers. And then we have this kind of accent in here. And they use kind of like a little railing, construction railing for the accent, which I think is a fantastic use of parts. We have a sign piece here for the STO logo with kind of vents look in here. We have the 2 exhaust in here, and then we have the diffuser down here, which is interesting because these are actually minifigure skates in here being used for the diffuser. Unfortunately, this does not have any customization like the Revuelto does, but you can pop off this part for the interior. And inside we have a minifigure, which I will pull him out and we will take a look at him here in a moment. But first up, the interior in here, which there's a few details that I think are really neat. First, we have the seats in here, and then we have the red start button with the center control stack. And the part I think that is neat is that how they did the vents. So these vents in here are like climate vents, and they did these little clips in here, and they're usually hexagonal in the car because Lamborghini loves to do that. And so they are kind of hexagonal here. And then we have the steering wheel here along with the whole dash. Setting this down and looking at the minifigure here, we have a Lamborghini shirt with the Lamborghini logo printed there, unprinted pants. And then we have kind of a basic print on the back. And then this guy does not have an alternative face. And he does actually have an alternative hairpiece. But I did put the helmet on him. And this is his alternative hairpiece in here. But I do like to do the helmet because this is, like I said, a homologated race car, which basically means it's a race car for the road. Now we will compare this next to the race car version that Lego has previously made. So this and this was a double pack, just like this and this is a double pack. But for the race car, you can actually see some details in here for the race car. And I think that they did this better than the race car version, just in my opinion, how they did the headlights and everything. This one does have the more aggressive vents, unlike this one where it's more stickers on here. And you can also see down in the splitter area, you can see some kind of differences, but also similarities. Moving to the side, you can kind of see where that vent is, how it kind of pokes up in here, and it kind of pokes up on the race car here. And you can see this kind of shark fin on the back. The race car also has the shark fin, and then it has the large rear spoiler. Probably the most similar part about these two cars in real life and in the Lego versions, you can see what I was saying about this brick-built arch on the road car. Well, the race car has the same deal over here, but it's with stickers instead of brick-built. I like it over here better because it just looks better with brick-built parts rather than stickers. But with space constraints over here, even though this is an 8 wide, they had to do stickers. But I just think that's really cool, and that's how you know this is a race car for the road. You can also see the exhaust prominently displayed right in here. It's a little darker because that is how it is on the road car. Over here, it is straight out the back because you can do that on a race car, but they're both brick built. You can even see some similarities with the intake in here. We've got the intake in here, and then we have the roof intake over here. And then we have the Vision GT from a few years ago, and you can actually see the Y-shaped headlights, kind of similarity on the Revuelto next to the Vision GT. I think they did it a little bit better over on the Revuelto because it's more brick built. This is more stickers. And then we have the Urus here, which was actually the first Speed Champions car that could hold more than 2 minifigures. It has room for 4 minifigures in here. And on that note, we actually have all different types of Lamborghini used cars now in Lego form. We have the all-around, go-everywhere SUV Lamborghini. We have the road/track Lamborghini. We've got the track only Lamborghini, the concept Lamborghini, the ultimate road supercar V12 Lamborghini, and then we have the classic Lamborghini with the Countach. And of course, the Countach is what basically started it all for Lamborghini in terms of the V12 popularity. This car was so hot when it came out in the 80s, and we would not have the Revuelto. We probably wouldn't even have the Huracan or the Urus or the Huracan race car or even the Vision Gran Turismo if it wasn't for the Countach. And I did quickly want to show the Lamborghini Revuelto and Huracán STO next to the other 2025 road cars. So what are my finishing thoughts? I think this is a great set. You have the Huracán STO, which is kind of the ultimate Huracan, which the Huracan was a huge hit in and of itself. And then we have the brand new flagship V12 Lamborghini, the Revuelto, and you got some customization you can do to this. And so I really think it is worth $50, even though it kind of seems high comparing it to the other double packs from last year. It was about $45 last year compared to $50 this year. But if you go back in the day in Speed Champions, there have been $50 sets. The Raptor and Ford Model A back in the day with the trailer and all that, all the racing stuff, that was $50. So we're kind of back into the $50 range for the Lamborghini double pack, and I assume that future double packs will also be $50, but that is not a bad price. And also keep in mind, each of these is $26.99. So if you're to add it up, $25 plus $25 is $50. So you're actually getting a better deal with getting 2 in 1. And I do think that they look so cool. You can put them on a shelf next to each other. And with Halloween coming up this week, this is kind of an orange pumpkin-like car. That's why I kind of built it this week to kind of celebrate Halloween. So happy Halloween and be safe out there. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. Put them down in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to The Wheel Brick. Follow The Wheel Brick on Instagram. And like this video if you like this sort of content. And next week, I will be reviewing the final set of the 2025 Speed Champion Series. So I will see you next video.